Alright, let's talk about formation of a business. Suppose it's your dream to make something which you are passionate about, or you don't want to work under someone and you want to be your own boss. That's when the idea of business kicks in. But with focus, discipline, and confidence, anything is achievable. And think about this, the idea which you are thinking might not be a unique one because 8 billion people are there in our world, and the ideas being a unique idea is kind of rare these days. Anyways, once you have an idea, you'll start working on an idea, right? You'll start researching more on an idea. That's where the business plan comes. The business plan is a plan where you'll actually start implementing your ideas into action. Making a strong business plan is very crucial. So, your plan might start mostly after a year. If you are starting your business tomorrow, right from tomorrow to the next 1 year, write down what all you are going to do, like budget report, your capital required, investments, expenses, profit and loss statements, where you are going to get the capital, and especially milestones. So you need to make a detailed plan, as detailed as possible about a business plan. That's when your idea starts to kick in. All right. Once you have a business plan and once you're 1 year down the line, now it's time to choose the right business structure. You need to register your business with the government, but first you have to define what business you are into. You have the option to convert this in a later point of time, the business structure, but it's very crucial that you stick to a business plan, business structure which you have defined in the very beginning. Alright, coming to the business structure, the first business structure we are going to talk about is sole proprietorship. Forming a sole proprietorship business is pretty easy. As the name suggests, you have the complete control of your business right from the start. It is only you who has grown your business to this level, then automatically you are the sole owner of your business. You cannot produce a different business entity, which means your business assets and personal assets and liabilities are treated as one. You are still able to get a trade name, but you can be held liable for debts and obligation of the business. Banks are hesitant to give loans to you because you are the sole owner of this business. This can be particularly good for low risk business. Low risk in the sense if you are starting a low tea shop or a cake shop or a small shop in your locality, that will be best for this suitable business type. One advantage of this is the low registration charge and the minimal government regulations this particular business structure has. But you need to attend the local authority, typically municipality or gram panchayat for registration. And this model is best suited for a company which has 5 to 10 employees. Coming to the next type of business model is partnership business model. Alright, this is simpler structure is that if you have a friend or friends who are involved in your business, they can also join in to grow your business together. While formation, they also own a part of your business. Whether it's 25-75, 50-50, 60-40, it all depends on your conditions and prerequisites. The two types of business model here are limited liability partnership and limited partnership. So limited partnerships have only one general partner with unlimited liability and all other partners have limited liabilities. So the partner with limited liabilities have limited control over the business. The profits are passed through personal tax incomes. That is one drawback here where limited partnership has, and the general partner must also pay self-employed taxes. So as you can see, the taxes are very high in limited partnership business. Come to limited liability partnership, it's almost similar to limited partnership but with limited liability to every owner. All the partners are protected from debts against a partnership and wouldn't be responsible for the action of other partners. So in this case, in limited liability partnership, all the partners are independent to each other. If you want to form the company just to build something and to and you need to dissolve after that, this is the best option and this is the best possible option for you. That is limited liability partnership. Alright, coming to the third part, corporation. This is the most famous and the most common of the business structure which you know. A corporation is fully independent business that's made of multiple shareholders who are provided with stock of the business. For example, TCS, Infosys, and so on. So all our corporations are well known within India, as you can see. In corporation model, the taxes will be deducted much like an individual, but your profits will be taxed at the corporate level and individual level. So in this case, the corporation has to pay a tax, that is corporate tax, as well as individual has to pay a tax as well. So there are two taxes involved in this model. But this is the most common business model. And if you're working in a corporate with multiple employees, this is a model much likely they'll be following. If you have an established business with several employees, then listing your company as a corporation is the best way to go. You will have to file specific documents with the state in order to obtain appropriate business license and permits. And one thing to understand here is once you have established as a corporation model, it's very easy to get into the stock market. Corporation offers the strongest protection to its owners from personal liabilities, but the cost to form a corporation is higher than other structures. So one thing is easy to get into stock market, but the other thing is cost to form corporation is very high. Alright, now coming to the fourth part, limited liability company. A limited liability company lets you take advantage of the benefits of both corporation and partnership business model. So it has the advantage of both corporation and partnership business model. How? Let's see how. So this type of business structure protects you from personal liability like vehicle, house, savings account. So if you are the owner of this company, you won't be at risk of selling your house or vehicle in times of debt or bankruptcy. So members of this limited liability company are considered self-employed and must pay self-employed tax. Each individual will pay their self-employed tax. Alright. So limited liability company have limited life in many states as some states may require LLC to be dissolved and reformed when a new member joins. So the problem with here is the limited life. So you can't add any new member in limited liability company. The plus point about limited liability company is that members aren't personally liable for business decisions or actions, and there is far less paperwork involved in this situation. Coming to the fifth and the last, this is also pretty famous, private limited company. So here the condition is pretty simple. There should be minimum of two shareholders and minimum of two directors for this type of company model. So there should be a minimum of two shareholders and there should be a minimum of two directors as well. If it goes beyond this, then you need to make this into a public limited company. Here also, the shareholders are not personally liable for the company. That means their assets like house or vehicle are not at risk. This increases trust with the bank and builds reputation for your company. So what is this advantage means? Advantage is in the loan. So you'll be getting loan easier. Private limited company. So most of the startups go for private limited companies since seed funding, seed funding and initial investment are easy to get investment. Coming to the last part, non-profit business. This, as the name suggests, is like NGO and all. That's one of the examples. The aim of this business is to promote education and charitable foundations. So one of the famous is Melinda Gates Foundation, which you know. Here the money earned by the company must be kept by the organization to pay for its expenses, programs,